Have you ever felt like you're starring in a movie where you never got the script? You're on set, the lights are blinding, the director is yelling, and you're just standing there, smiling awkwardly, hoping nobody notices you have no idea what your lines are. That's what it feels like to be a young person today, navigating the so-called real world. We were handed a compass. Every direction points to a dead end, a monster, or a pop-up ad for a crypto scam. We're told to follow our dreams, but our dreams are being priced out of the market. We're told to climb the ladder. We're told to climb the ladder, but the ladder is on fire. And also it's a subscription service now. This isn't just a feeling, it's a full-blown generational crisis of direction. This sense of being adrift isn't a bug. It feels like a feature of modern life. It's a carefully engineered state of confusion, a byproduct of a system that's changing faster than our ability to adapt. Let's talk about our parents. Bless them. They love us. They want the best for us. But many of them are giving us advice based on a reality that expired sometime around the launch of the first iPhone. Get a decent job with a high school diploma. Buy a house on a single income. Stay with one company for 40 years and retire with a golden watch. That world is now a museum exhibit. Today, we need a master's degree to be a barista, a dual income no kids budget to afford a one-bedroom apartment. The pension is a vague promise of maybe someday selling our NFTs. The pressure is immense. They see our struggles, our indecision, our unconventional career paths, and they get scared, so they revert to what they know. Why don't you just become a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer? They push safe paths because in their time, they were safe. But today, even those professions are being disrupted. The parental blueprint is a relic. This isn't to say their intentions are bad. They're on outdated software. They see us working from a laptop and think we're just playing. They hear freelancer and think unemployed. We nod along at family dinners while secretly trying to monetize a TikTok channel about bread making or become a professional dungeon master. This creates a chasm of misunderstanding. We feel guilty and resentful in equal measure. Now let's get into the education system, a place I call the standardized testing industrial complex. For 12 years, we are trained for one thing, to get into college. But who teaches us how to do our taxes, negotiate a salary, manage mental health, or deal with failure? No. We're taught how to memorize facts for a test and write a 5-paragraph essay that no one will read. The entire system is a conveyor belt designed to move us from one institutional box to the next with little thought about what happens when we get out. The promise of college was the ultimate reward for jumping through hoops. So we signed on the dotted line for massive student loans, believing it was an investment that would pay for itself. But for millions, that promise turned into a punchline. We were told a degree would open doors, but many doors now lead to unpaid internships or jobs that don't require degrees. The curriculum is often a decade behind the real world, learning theories that are debunked and skills that have been automated. The world demands adaptability, creativity, and digital literacy, yet many schools are stuck in a 20th century model. It's like learning to be a blacksmith in the age of 3D printing. This educational malpractice leaves us falling off a cliff, disoriented, wondering why nobody warned us. We graduate with a piece of paper that cost a fortune without practical skills or emotional resilience to navigate the modern world. Let's pivot to the elephant in the room, the glowing rectangle in your pocket that knows you better than your own mother, social media. We open Instagram and are immediately bombarded with a highlight reel of our peers' supposed successes. Someone just got engaged in Bali. Someone launched a startup that cured world hunger. Your old rival is now a travel influencer, and you're on your couch eating cereal for dinner, feeling like a failure. This isn't reality. It's a performance. A digital mirage creating an impossible standard. The algorithm feeds content that makes us feel inadequate because inadequacy drives engagement. And then it sells us the cure. If you feel lost, maybe you need this online course from a life coach who might be just as lost as you are. Social media is a storefront designed to sell us things we don't need by exploiting the insecurities it creates. The pressure to build a personal brand is relentless. It's no longer enough to do your job. You must be a thought leader, a content creator. You have to document your hustle, post your wins, optimize your life for likes and follows, turning your search for meaning into a PR campaign. We stop asking, what do I truly want? And start asking, what will look good on my feed? The line between our real selves and digital avatars blurs. We doom scroll for hours, comparing our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. Recipe for anxiety. We're lost in a desert of digital illusions, dying of thirst while looking at pictures of water. You've probably heard the advice, just get a job, delivered with the confidence of an uncle at Thanksgiving. It's the classic boomer playbook. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. The concept of a job for life is dead. The gig economy replaced stability with flexibility, corporate speak for no benefits, pensions traded for 401ks, handing retirement to Wall Street gamblers. Wages have been stagnant while housing, healthcare, and education skyrocket. The bootstraps they tell us to pull, sold separately and on backorder, they climbed the ladder and then pulled it up behind them. Loyalty became a one-way street. The social contract was shredded. Companies lay off thousands to boost stock while their CEOs collect huge bonuses. We are working harder than ever, juggling multiple jobs and side hustles just to make ends meet while being told we're lazy. This disconnect creates frustration and growing movements demanding change. Why should we be loyal to a system that no longer rewards loyalty? We are told we live in an age of unprecedented opportunity. You can be anything. A YouTuber, a dropshipper, a podcast host, a sustainability consultant, a digital nomad, so many paths. The sheer number of career options is dizzying. In theory, this is liberating. In practice, it leads to choice paralysis. Like standing in a cereal aisle having an existential crisis. There are no maps, no clear guides, no steps. Many of these new paths are uncharted. How do you become a successful streamer, an Etsy artisan? Often the answer is, get lucky. Be authentic. Master the algorithm. Two opposing, vague prescriptions that don't guarantee results. For every success story, thousands pour their hearts in for little reward. It's a lottery disguised as a meritocracy. Society fetishizes finding your passion. Do what you love. Which places unbearable pressure on individuals. What if your passion has no job market? Or you have a dozen interests, not one calling? The result, a generation of wanderers, jumping jobs, changing majors, moving cities, hoping the next thing will be the thing. We're searching endlessly for purpose, while given no tools to evaluate or navigate these choices. So after all this, who is to blame for our collective confusion? Is it our parents, the education system, social media, the economy? The answer is yes, and also no. The blame game is a trap. Pointing fingers is easy but lazy. It absolves responsibility and hides system-level causes. This is a complex, interconnected system failure. Historical forces, technological disruption, cultural change. We are all complicit and all victims, caught in a feedback loop of bad incentives and unintended consequences. So where do we go from here? Step 1. Stop looking for a single scapegoat. Start honest conversations about systemic problems. Parents, schools, policy, tech, community. Talk to our parents about the new reality. Demand an education that teaches real-world skills and emotional intelligence. Cultivate a healthier relationship with technology. Prioritize well-being over engagement metrics. Advocate for economic policies that offer a real safety net. Affordable healthcare, accessible education, a living wage. Finding direction is a radical act of self-definition. Quiet the noise, tune out expectations, listen to your inner voice. Be brave enough to forge your own path. Be kind to yourself and each other as we navigate uncertainty together. The compass may be broken, but maybe we can learn to navigate by the stars. What do you think?